good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Get over to my notes. So the theme for today, certainly so far, looks like it's going to be the social media SPACs, the CFVIs, which Rumble, DWAC, PHUN. Remember, PHUN ran with DWAC back in the beginning. So kind of feels like that's the theme for today. Now, one thing I will say, and a lot of you probably know what I'm about to say, is it kind of feels like, so I always struggle with explaining this because one of the things that we trade as short-term day traders, okay, and you'll hear me say this concept a lot, we're particularly trading, mania, emotion, FOMO, irrational exuberance, okay? And that's a point I try and, hopefully share and teach you. It's not so much the 3 or the 4 letters or the company behind it. We're trading the emotion, the madness behind the idea. Anyway, that being said, I think that the best play is to let these things shake out at the open and see if they survive into the afternoon. Now, again, I know you're like, Tim, you say that with sketchy biotechs. Yeah, I know, I do. Pretty much every day we got a sketchy biotech. I'm like, hey, midday, late day dip and rip, afternoon VWAP holds. But you always got to understand the lens that I am giving these opinions and this analysis based on. I'm under the assumption, and I think it's a safe assumption, you're new to trading, you're new to these volatile stocks, you probably keep trading at the open, losing, you can't figure out why your win rate's so terrible, why you get in these stocks and then they ultimately work, and you're like, what happened? I was in it, but it stopped me out, and then it went. The point is, I think there's just so much emotion, so much mania in these social media SPACs that, that's why, look at CFVI. Listen, who's buying at 4 a.m.? Okay? Who's buying at 4 a.m.? Short sellers and FOMO bros. People that are like, I got to get in. The Trump social media SPAC closed their $1 billion pipe. All this. So that's my point. These are my number ones, CFVI, DWAC, and PHUN. I think they should be your number ones as well if you're short-term day trading. But they just really feel like there's too much FOMO here, and I'm just afraid of a big pull at the open, and I would rather wait for that afternoon confirmation or not touch them at all. Okay? I'd rather just, hey, if they fade, they fade. Then get stuck, get involved, and especially as new traders, listen, you're probably here because you struggle to stick to the plan. You're probably here because you struggle to stick to your stop. At midday, late day moves, always better for you, Now, once you get more consistent, once you get more experience, then you get more aggressive. But you don't, you don't get aggressive before you're consistent. That's why so many fail. They want too much too soon. I want it now. Meanwhile, you don't even know what you're doing. Hopefully I can help with that, but there's a reason you're here. And I'm glad you are. Because if you're listening to weirdos on Twitter and Discord, and good luck with that. Old Uncle Tim here is here to keep you safe. Okay? Uncle Tim might be boring. Uncle Tim might be too conservative. But if you blow up today, you're done. Your number one goal is to stay in the game, and that's what Uncle Tim's trying to do. He's trying to keep you in the game. All right. LCID, underinvested. Oh, really? Ouch. Well, I guess, we had an amazing run on LCID, but, you had 3 or 4 red days in a row. So Walleye Gill, thank you for that. This is the one thing I will say. This is why losers hold losers. Okay. So here's the thing. People will say, oh, sketchy stock. How did you see this coming? Got trapped, blah, 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 blah. I don't see a trap when you've got 4 red days in a row, okay? It's right there. So if you got stuck in LCID because you didn't recognize that the momentum had shifted, next time when you're holding a loser, red day, red day, red day, red day. If it's just red day, red day, red day, say, I remember when LCID had 4 red days before this SEC investigation. Listen, people knew. I mean, if you're going to sit here and tell me that information didn't leak before today, now I didn't know it, you didn't know it. We're just average Joes and Janes. We're not, we don't get the insider information like the people on Wall Street do. But to me, look at the signals were there. So move on. We had a great run, LCID. Wouldn't surprise me to see this squeeze down the road, set an alert at 50. So LCID writing was on the wall. Charts don't lie. Is there a charge for the Sunday watch list? Nope. So the watch list, again, Alex will drop it in the chat, but it's just StocksToTrade.com/watch list, 100% free. So anyway, StocksToTrade.com/watch list. ACET dropped a 7 a.m. PR. A set bio. 13 million float. CAR-T, all right. I mean, this stuff has been hot in the past. I mean, it's cancer. Cancer's always hot when you're talking low floats. So I always hate to generalize too much, but when you got a low float with a Monday morning cancer press release, it's always a dip and rip. Now, I go back to, I think all eyes are going to be on the social media SPAC stuff, okay? But for the sake of time, low float, Monday morning PR, it's always a dip and rip. So, potential dip. And ultimately, listen, if you buy at $14.50 and you stop at 14, that doesn't make it a bad trade. I mean, the recipe is there. Cancer news on a Money Monday. LGVN, I'm going to finish on this. If you were on the weekend watch list, YouTube video, please. So basically, I would call the area of interest 21. So let's break this down. I like the potential for a squeeze number 500. I mean, when I say 500, I'm being sarcastic. But I mean, this stock, it just is. I mean, listen, all of you should be familiar with LGVN, okay? Well, I think we've talked about this stock. This stock has been in play for 3 weeks now. They dropped a PR this morning, too. So they're trying to squeeze. So PR drop on Monday morning. Trying to play the game. So they know, I mean, this stock has held up for 3 weeks. They know shorts are still stuck. They drop a Monday morning press release. So if this can kind of go green, not kind of, if this goes green in the AM, well, let me draw it. I haven't used the whiteboard in a while. And then we'll move on. Where's my stylus? There it is. So, that 21 area. So if this can go green, and then we're just looking, well, let me get my colors right. Most of you know what we're looking for. So you want it to just kind of hug there above VWAP. God dang it. So that white line is our red to green, which I'm calling 21, okay? That's the area where I think shorts are scared. So if this goes green, hangs above 21, consolidates around VWAP, and then breaks into the afternoon, I think you got a great trade potential. Take your shot, set your stop probably on like a VWAP fail, and especially if, this is the big thing. So let's talk about priorities. Priority number one for me, CFVI, DWAC, PHUN, those social media SPACs. If they fail to follow through this morning, which again, I think there's I think there's a good chance they pull at the open. If they fall apart this morning, I think there's a good chance we get some rotation to an LGVN or even that ACET, okay? Because people, if the social media SPACs fail, I think there's a good chance we get some more biotech love like we had 2 weeks ago. Remember last week the bubble popped, all the offerings, but here we are, LGVN still holding up. So that's the thesis. So, all right, everyone, have a great day. Check out the Steady Trade team. And got a little wordy today. Another one. I seem to always do it on Monday mornings. It's like I save up. I got so much I want to talk about. So then I come on Monday morning and then I ramble, and talk about like 2 tickers. So, hey, man, I do what I can. It's free. But who's always here for you? Have a great day, and we will see you next time. I almost played my Christmas music. I forgot. I can't play